Hey, what is up, everybody? It is BBKDRAGOON here with another round of Strange Coins, relaxing Destiny commentary for you all. I want to say thank you so much for the support on the previous Strange Coins. You guys have shown a lot of love with the likes and the comments, and that keeps me motivated. I hope this series is something that offers some relaxation while we get to enjoy this game that we all tend to like quite a bit, the good old Destiny. Now, I have a little bit of a sad story. I actually recorded this Strange Coins and then realized I had my headset mic selected instead of the mic that I actually needed to use, which is heartbreak. So if my voice sounds a little deeper or gravelly than normal, that is why. You know, voice stamina is something that can take a really long time to train, and there's techniques. You know, I mean, I've never really done voiceover lessons, but I'd love to, because I've noticed after 20, 30 minutes of doing commentary, I really, I notice a difference. I don't know if the listeners notice a difference. So today I want to talk about how we can improve Destiny's Endgame. First of all, the footage on screen is a level 35 Prison of Elders run. We are on Skolos, the boss fight. I'm playing with Shortcut and Sassy, two good friends and fellow Pineapple Bros. So thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate the help with this very rewarding, very challenging boss fight. Up front, I will say this. I think Skolos is the most rewarding experience in Destiny so far. It is a hard fight. Now, granted, I don't have a Yalahorn. Sassy doesn't, so we can't do the let's kill him in a minute and a half with our Yalahorn rocket spam. But I'll also be honest in saying that I'm okay with that. I like playing this fight out what I would consider the normal way. But if you have a Yalahorn and that's how you do the fight, no worries. I mean, that's a tool that you have in the game. So I won't talk trash on it whatsoever, but I will say this fight, when you play it out without Yalahorn spam, is a really, really fun fight. So Destiny's current endgame reward model is something that I think you'll see Reddit talking about, you'll see other YouTubers talking about a lot in the coming months, because, well, let's face it, the Taken King, the next Destiny expansion, won't be getting here until September. I have a level 34 Warlock, a level 34 Titan, and a level 32 Hunter, who in the next week will be level 34. And all I have left to do after this is ascend my favorite weapons, which will take a few weeks, and I want to see all of the Prison of Elders rotating bosses, which will be 5 weeks worth of content, basically. So we're on the second week of 5 weeks, and if any of you have tried the level 34 version for this week, Ordon, that's a very hard fight. That took our group like 35, 40 minutes last night to take him down, so if you're struggling with it, you're not alone. It's a very challenging fight. Personally, I like the challenge. I know some folks don't enjoy the challenge, so additionally, I'm going to talk about matchmaking ideas for raids, which plays into the Destiny endgame model. And I want to talk a little bit about treasure keys on our way out of here. So, Destiny's current endgame model is basically get to max level with your character or characters, and then level up your other guns. Use that etheric light to max out your gear. And that basically is the carrot dangling on the end of the stick. That is your reward for working through House of Wolves. The rewards you get for Prison of Elders are etheric light, which is used for upgrading gear that you already have, and weapon and armor cores, which are used to buy gear from Varix. Now, here's the interesting thing. Most of the gear in House of Wolves, most of it, is fairly average. Most of the Queen's Wrath gear that you get from the large treasure chests are subpar, to say the least, unless you get a perfect roll on them. Even then, they're pretty average without elemental damage on them. Some of the Trials gear is really cool, and that is pieces I'm really looking forward to working at getting. But in terms of PvE, none of the gear has really got this sizzle to it. It doesn't have the status that raid gear had to me. But let's just put it to you in this perspective, because most folks are going to max level pretty quickly in the next few weeks. And then what is to keep their attention until the next expansion? What is to keep you grinding these very difficult higher-end Prison of Elders? Well, is it the chance of getting guns you don't have? Because that's what it appears like to me, and that's not a great system, in my opinion. So, I want Yellowhorn. I don't have Yellowhorn yet. I want Fatebringer. I don't have that gun yet. I would like the Black Hammer. Those weapons are about the only 3 weapons left in the game that I would actually really like. In order to get Fatebringer and the Black Hammer, I just need to run Vault of Glass or Crota's End. That I'm cool with. That sounds fine. I like doing those. To get Yellowhorn, it's just a very slim chance. I have to rely on RNG, and it could happen, or it may never happen. And that, to me, is not enough motivation to continue playing during the content drought periods of this game. So, let me give you an example. Last summer, I started playing World of Warcraft. I've played it off and on again since vanilla, but I had a summer that was off. I had finished with school. The job that I had gotten didn't start for another 2-3 months. So I basically played WoW all summer long. I played Mists of Pandaria, and I saw these characters riding cloud serpents, which are these Chinese dragons, and they were a flying mount in the game. And I said, those are really cool. How do I get me one of those mounts? And as it turns out, WoW has a lot of reputations in the game. So WoW has many, many, many reputations from all of its expansions that you can earn reputation by doing daily quests. It's basically a maximum allotted quest for the day. Think of the daily heroic mission in Destiny, but enough for like 30 minutes to an hour worth of stuff. So in order to get the Cloud Serpent, you needed to be like revered with the Cloud Serpent people. In order to do that, I needed a month worth of playing. So I did a month grinding out my dailies for the Cloud Serpent people. At the end of the month, I got my mount, and it was extremely, extremely rewarding because here was this cosmetic item. I really wanted it. It didn't enhance gameplay whatsoever, didn't make me more powerful whatsoever. But anytime I saw somebody with this mount, or they saw me with it, you knew that guy worked a pretty long time to get that mount, and good for him. That's cool. Destiny needs guaranteed rewards, desirable items that you can actually look at and earn. There is no way for me to sit down and say, I want to earn a Yellowhorn and have a guaranteed method of doing that. If there was a 6-month legendary quest line for me to be able to get Yellowhorn, you bet your butt I would be doing that and working towards it. But there isn't. And relying on the random drops for that end game desirable gear, because I don't think House of Wolves has much in the way of really desirable gear, outside of maybe the new exotic guns, which are pretty cool, but even then, it circles back to what we were talking about. In order to get the Elder Cypher bounty to get those guns, it's an RNG drop from level 34 and 35 Prison of Elders. I have run many level 34s at this point, probably a dozen. I have yet to pick it up. I'm not entitled to getting these rewards, nor am I asking Bungie to put in reputations that guarantee sick endgame weapons and gear. No, I would like cosmetic items, desirable things that encourage me to play each day. Something that's not tied at the hip to me relying on RNG. Whether that be a unique sparrow, whether that be a unique class item. Like, what if there was a legendary class-based quest line for warlocks or hunters or titans that gave you a very special class item, like a really cool warlock bond, maybe something with like purple flame. And when people saw it, they went, wow, that guy worked a month and a half or whatever to get that item. That's cool. I would like that. I'm not saying it's a perfect fix. I think it's a band-aid until Destiny can really get down and address their reward system, because there needs to be more endgame incentive to play other than I want the items that I'm missing. Destiny House of Wolves has made it easier than ever for players to reach maximum level. I mean, all you really need to do is 4 weeks worth of level 32 Prison of Elders, and that's if you only have one character, to get 4 armor cores, purchase 4 level 42 armor sets from Varix, and then you're there. It doesn't even require ascending a single item. So within a month, you're going to see the more casual player getting their level 34 character, and then asking themselves, why would I run the level 34 Prison of Elders? It's really hard, especially this week's Ordon is really hard. Why would I do that if the weapon core is a pretty average weapon? And I've already got really good weaponry from the raids in the past that have much better perks than what the House of Wolves gear offers. I hope that Bungie can figure this out, because I love Destiny and I play it often, but I really am a PvP main player, because the PvE side of things you finish up very quickly. And by the way, look at this, just holding on by a thread here. This fight is so rewarding, man. So that's my idea. I do want to talk about matchmaking as well, because, okay, I think at this point, there should be matchmaking for normal mode Vault of Glass and normal mode Crota's End. I also believe that the level 32 version of Prison of Elders should have a matchmaking item. You have so many players in the Destiny community who go to third-party sites to use their LFG to find players to play with. And the way I see it is, there's an obvious need for people to be matched together, to the point where they're using third-party sites to match with complete strangers using a much more tedious method than actually the in-game matchmaking system. Probably just did a really bad job at explaining that, but the need is there, so players have gone and made their own solution to the problem, when Bungie could very easily implement that solution into the game. Even if they implemented an LFR difficulty, again, another WoW reference. WoW has different difficulties of rating. There's LFR, the easiest, normal mode, heroic, and mythic difficulties. LFR is what we call tourist mode. It means it's extremely easy, it will matchmake you with other people, and it allows you to see the content of the raids. Destiny desperately needs this. At this point, there's far too many people who have not experienced Vault of Glass, purely because they do not have 6 friends on at a time. I realize I am in the minority in the fact that I have a big Skype group of people who are on every night, who I get to play with, who are all very experienced, good players. And so if I want to raid, I can do it on a weekly basis. Not everybody has that opportunity, and so they're missing out on the best content in Destiny. So I do believe that you should have normal mode, or even an easier difficulty with reduced rewards, be match made for raids. Keep hard mode not match made. Keep that the way it is. But the fact of the matter is, the technology exists 100% for them to be able to do this. It's there. You can see it's there. It's just a design choice they have yet to go forward with, which I'm not quite sure why. The reason I think level 32 should have matchmaking is because it's the only guaranteed method for people to earn Prison of Elders armor cores. So if I'm a solo player and I want to get to light level 34, I should have a guaranteed method of doing that without relying on having a squad of teammates who can run the 32 with me every single week. I understand there's the hesitancy to have players go into an activity that's above their head. That's why I didn't say 34 and 35 shouldn't be match made. But it just seems silly to me that people go to LFG sites to experience this content that they pay for, when it could be implemented in-game without that many negative impacts. Maybe I'm a little bit crazy, but I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 lately. Yeah, I like MMOs. Like, I didn't think I liked MMOs until last summer, and started playing WoW, started playing Destiny. And Destiny, by the way, is basically what I would call an MMO light experience. It has a lot of features that are like an MMO, but it's totally lacking in a lot of the social aspects and these matchmaking things that I'm talking about that could take it to the next level. Now, I realize the reason level 32 doesn't have a matchmaking option additionally is so that players can solo the content. If you ever have queued up for, let's say, the weekly heroic to get your 9 coins, you might not have realized this, but long ago, back in Dark Below, I think early Dark Below, you couldn't matchmake that activity. You had to get a team together of 3 people to do it, or you could solo the content. It's the same reason Nightfalls aren't match-made, so you can go in by yourself and end up soloing that content. That can be easily fixed by a button that just says, I want to solo this, or I want to matchmake it. So that's my 2 cents there. Okay, and wrapping up, treasure keys. Reddit is going ballistic about treasure keys. Treasure keys only matter the first time you're opening that chest, because that's the only time it's a guaranteed exotic drop. It's the only time. After that, it's just a chance, which there's plenty of activities in Destiny that have a chance to drop an exotic. But other than that, treasure keys just give you a Queen's Wrath weapon, which I'm going to be honest, most of them suck. If you guys have tried them out, unless you have a great perk roll or an elemental one, they're really, really average weapons. So to have people just losing their minds or demanding guaranteed ways to get treasure keys, look, when you do level 35, have a treasure key. You're going to get a ship, you're going to get a shader, and it's totally worth it. But after that, man, they're not worth the fuss that people are making up. So it all comes full circle, though. If there aren't that great of rewards for doing level 34 and 35 each week outside of just mats to upgrade your gear or get to max level, what are you working for? What are you working for? Now, granted, guys, okay, let's finish it out here with this. House of Wolves is the biggest step forward Destiny's ever taken. It's way better than the Dark Below. It's way better than Vanilla, and you have a lot of options and activities to do now. But I want to see a reward that's guaranteed to work for. Something that is worth it. It's worth the time. It's something you look at and go, I want it. I'm going to go get that item. And then you do. You put the time and the effort in to do so. And I think that would solve so many issues with the content drought periods, because I guarantee you, it's not happening right now. But in 2 or 3 weeks, watch your favorite YouTubers, watch your, the Destiny subreddit. We're going to talk content drought again. We're going to talk what can be improved, and we're going to talk about the reward system that Destiny has. It's how it is. It's where we're going, what we're looking at. So anyway, everybody, I want to say thank you. If you enjoyed this edition of Strange Coins, please let me know with a like. As I've said before, it leaves a better impression on the viewer, and it means a lot to me. It shows that you guys are interacting with the series. If you had any thoughts about my ideas or your own ideas, please leave them down below. I love reading them, and I may even bring them up on next time's Strange Coins. So, sorry if my voice was going out. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Good luck on the 34. We'll see you next time, Guardians.